let's play some Chronicles. The idea is that I got some second chance to complete Chronicles, because on day 11 it appeared. Previously it appeared on day 4 by accident, but now it appeared on day 11 as well. I already gotten started. I just fought the easy battles that are just obvious, like really obvious as battles. You see, this is my hero, Crack Hack, because Catherine wasn't available. Usually I choose Catherine because we always get swordsman first. And you see, I lost 1 unit so far, but I haven't revived anyone. The choices that I've made. When you choose between going out to hunt for treasure or collect it from the tribe, I choose collect it from the tribe because that's the evil path. Super important. One of my viewers told me in a previous playthrough, collect it from the tribe. Super important. Because in chapter 2 you will get the devil based on this most likely. And when you get the Yala option, then you choose she will be my comrade in the battlefield. Not pursue, not do anything, comrade in the battlefield. When you avenge when you kill the mages to avenge Yala's death, then, or no, you kill whoever, then you say the mages have poisoned them and not you, because that is the evil path. Okay, I'm using the evil path this time. So given that we lost an archer, I'm gonna get a reviver instead of monk. And I'll exclude these options for the purpose of getting a new card. Here, the Android card and the Unicorn are potential candidates, but I want to save silver. Avoid this battle at all costs, unless you're really strong. And by the way, I've collected these buffs: base mana, hero attack, unit damage reduction, unit damage. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten any defense. I only got 2 attacks, because I didn't choose intelligence knowledge. I just choose attack defense. You need a lot of defense as well, so we're a bit vulnerable. That's why the archer died. This is the other tougher battle, because of the giant and Dracon and these units. So this is the easiest out of the 3. You can leave the other 2 behind. And then I will add these units. It also gives us morale. And so far I have 3 defenders, so be it, not a big deal. So the back row is fine, although we don't have any range damage dealer. And remember, you can always exit the battle when you want to. So far it looks really easy, especially with healing abilities, so yeah, everyone survived as expected. Story. Deploy troops to avenge Yala. That's also... Sometimes you have it backwards, but it doesn't matter. Even if you run into a battle, this is an easier battle than the other one, potentially. So you move the team here, and the dwarf gives health bonus to everyone else. So you want to keep him alive, and this unit heals. This defender unit. Unfortunately, the dwarf doesn't do much. So this is a problem. And we're healing ourselves, so it's good news. And also Crack Hack's specialty helps as well. You have to fight quite a lot of battles. Astral is next one. Too bad there is no mirroring button. I always said do a mirroring button that mirrors horizontally, like along a horizontal axis. Astral is a tough opponent, but not on level 1. And the Cyclopses are tough as well, if you have multiple of them, but not if you have one. So far it looks like you can even fight some of the tough battles, but first always fight the boss. Sometimes it's this formation, other times you have 3 rows. So it depends, it always depends. You never know in advance. So this is the easier formation out of the 2. And also don't revive these weak units like Archer. Rather get a different unit, because you will need the revival. This is the final boss. And as the opponents die, you get a higher and higher chance of surviving without any casualties. So this is amazing. Then I think we can even fight this Dracon. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't matter. So this Drakon is with C, there is also Drakon with K, but you won't see the other Drakon in the game because it's a generation 3 hero, and you have up until generation 1 heroes, I think. Catherine being generation 0. And you see, this is a tougher battle, I told you. It's an either or. You might as well die. And you see, I lost a unit, I'm not fighting this. Let's see the other one. Just so that you see, you don't have to fight this either. Because rest assured you will lose at least one unit. These are upgraded Cyclopses, not the basic ones. You see? It's tough. You see, you're losing units. In that case, don't fight this. There is a reason why I left these two battles for the last. And I'm not picking up any units. I will keep the silver. I will need this. Next chapter. You have unit options. We can open it to exclude it. We can safely exclude these units. And I cannot tell you why exactly and how. It's experience, and you will see which units for example, sometimes I pick up Cyclopses because range units, raw damage. If I don't have better, then I pick up orcs, and if I don't have better and I don't have any damage dealer, then I pick up goblins. But at the moment I don't need any of these. So I skip this because I can even revive the party if I wanted to, and some of my units died. I would rather revive than to skip a card. Let's see the story. So here you wait, and you wait forever. I've tested it, and I've gotten the result, even if this card appeared for the first time. You wait until you get the recruit unit. If you run into a fight with Candle, that can happen, even if you made the exact same choices as me. It seems somewhat random to me. I don't know why it happens, but it seems somewhat random. But the devil helps you immensely. And then you have one of the two choices. Forget the right hand side, you don't want this. You either want the Undying Body or the Sickle. You only want the Sickle if you find an Undying Body on another unit. Or no, on another card. So we will keep this. Unit damage. No, this is not unit damage. So we will keep the unit damage in that case on the devil. The devil can potentially be a mid-game unit up until level 6 or chapter 6, chapter 7. All the other units are not gonna be carried over for long. These are just temporary units. Hero, I don't want any of them. Crackhack is fine until I get Seron. There you go. So now that we have Undying Body, we can give the Undying Body to the devil. Because maximum units heroes, you don't need any of these. You're fine with just 10 units and 2 heroes all the time. Just learn how to prioritize. And by watching some of my playthroughs, you learn it because we have different challenges. So I'm giving the Undying Body to the devil. This means that potentially I can give the Sickle to the devil as well, which is like weapon, extra weapon, attack speed of melee units. Not that big of a deal, but we have a second Undying Body option. Unit shield, maximum units, unit dodge. Good question. I would choose unit shield, thinking about the future battles with Kilgore. I don't want any of these for now. We just have the devil. Let's fight one. We have Undying Body on the devil, right? So we'll place the devil in here. Undying Body means that the devil comes back after he's dead. And let's see how far we went with this. Did anyone die? Doesn't look like it. So it's not working. Anyway, it doesn't always work. Unfortunately, but sometimes it does. For example, you can do this. And sometimes one of your opponents dies. But it looks like you cannot. So we'll need to bring in some of the other units. And in this specific fight, you'll need to see the attacker in the back row and position the devil accordingly. Position the Phoenix next to it, because that's gonna be your bait unit. A bait unit is one that can fight the devil, because as soon as this bait unit dies, the phoenix revives from the ashes. You know, that's the usual thing. So I will use these units. Then this one, and I need an attacker, and well, I can have another attacker if I wanted to. Okay, let's fight this. So in early game, this is how you make progress. I'm just using simple units and simple choices. And I'm looking for 0 casualties. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. The devil can die, that's not a problem. For some reason, the monk died. Let's do something with this. Why did the monk die? I could have used the bait unit, the phoenix. The monk keeps on dying. Okay, well, I played this through, it doesn't matter that much. Unit damage or HP. Now, we'll need to see how much damage we have, only 10% so far. Best defense is offense, but sometimes you need HP as well. I would still go for damage at this stage, even though I'm having 0 defense, I'm really close to using HP. Praise the child and give him some candy, that's the choice that you need to make. And by the way, you can collect the rewards. Next one, we need to fight a battle. Any battle for that matter. This battle is gonna be fine. I'm really hoping that we're gonna survive it without casualties. Although, if not, then I'll need to figure something out, because right now the weakness is lack of defense and also lack of HP damage reduction as well. We have some damage reduction, but fairly minimal. And you see also no magic resistance. The pikeman died. I think this is an acceptable casualty at the moment. But this is not an acceptable one anymore. You see, then other attacker died. So we'll need to figure something out. Remember that I still haven't chosen between Sickle and Undying Body. There is a reason for it. Because there is going to be one recruitment event that I'm looking for, assuming that I can get past this, because there are 40 silver units that we can use. Well, this is a bit unfortunate, because I need to fight all 3 of these. I think I will go for Candle this time. Candle is supposed to be kind of easy. Yeah, no magic, nothing. So Candle is the easiest one. Let's go forward. There you go, Blessing. This is what we were looking for, but unfortunately it's attack again. We have 200 attack and 0 defense. This is out of balance. This is bad. And at the end, we will need to use more revivals. Guess at Alice's true identity and niece is the next one. Next. Ignore all these units, but I might keep this card around and take a sneak peek into this battle just in case. Just in case it was tough. Position the devil to target the ranged units. You see it's at the top. You don't even need to look at what those ranged units are. And the rest of the units will entertain the attacker and defender units. So we'll deal damage on the back row. But we're dying too quickly. Already 2 units. This is bad. The Phoenix will revive, but it's still bad. It's unacceptable in terms of casualties. So let me do the following. I'll strip all the units, all the other units. I could add Undying Body to another bait unit, but these bait units are too weak, and then I would just waste an Undying Body. So let me try with just the devil. The devil will die really quickly, even an HP would help a bit. But you see, one of the units died. This is what we were looking for. Let's try it again. Now we have 1 unit less. Just 1 archer. And because of Undying Body, you can count on the devil reviving. With 200 attack, I might be able to fight the other opponents with just the devil. Let's continue. I'm looking at the charging unit now, just in case. Barely. almost, but I think the Manticore was targeted. We will see. I'll make one more experiment before bringing in the other units. And that's why I'm keeping the rest of the units, because I expect some casualties, even if those casualties are not that high or not that many. And I might need to refill the ranks without using revival, because if you can save some revival, that's amazing. Some more unit. Did any units die? No. Then let's do the following. What if I place the devil here? The units attack in a different formation, and it's always worth checking out what to do. And you see we cannot go any further. Then I can try something out with this team, because remember we got 100 extra attack, so I might as well target one of the rows. I'll target both rows, and as a last resort I'll bring in the rest of the team. So you see they are dying. This is amazing. If you beat one of the units, then you may be able to beat more than one. So let's see if the second unit died too. And then you'll need to position this unit facing the Efreeti. Oh, which unit died actually? That's interesting, that's weird. Because we still have to... Oh, the Phoenix. Maybe it was the Phoenix and the Phoenix got revived. That's tough. Because the Phoenix was dead, but the Phoenix revived. And the Phoenix has wings. So let's try to target the bottom one. And you see it's dead. Unfortunately, it won't work with the Phoenix. So I will try with the bottom row first, so that it targets the attacker and not the Phoenix. Let's see what it targets exactly. Exactly, that's it. So it's based on the row. And you see the Pit Fiend is dead. And this is good news, because the Pit Fiend heals with Fire Spring. We'll try a defender this time. And you see sometimes it's even a victory. Okay, we were looking for this. Air, water, or regular. I will just choose the regular. I will choose fire, but this time it's regular. Out of the two cards, we can discard this one. It's enough to keep just one card around. We have now Rashka, and we can do the same trick. It doesn't matter where I position the team. The only thing that matters is that we need to make progress. Both cards are doable with the team. I just want to thin the field. And you see, as long as you cannot thin the field, because so far I didn't succeed, I'll still try with the other row, then I'll need to bring in the rest of the team. But then I'll choose the other card instead, not this card. You see, this is too tough of an opponent composition. Too many defenders and attackers. A nightmare, it's too much. So rather use this one. This is the weaker opponent at the moment. I'll target the top row. Phoenix isn't gonna be in the bottom row. And then we'll bring in the rest of the units. 5, 6, 7. We'll swap them. And 8. And we'll see. I'm expecting 0 casualties. If it won't happen, then we'll have to take some decisions. But you see, it's only magic that damages us. Oh, and at the end it's an edge case. The dwarf is dead. That's an acceptable casualty, although I tried to pause it, I couldn't, so it's also a problem. Let them go. And that's it. This is what we were looking for. So now we can skip this unit card. We can check the heroes, but no. The right-hand side battle is worth skipping, but you can actually try it out with just the devil. But you see, it's quite far from being resolved. So, in this case, what you can do is purchase the Wyvern. That's important. We need to make some space. So Marksman, no. Pikeman, no. Dwarves, no. We have enough defenders at this stage. this is a bad formation because we don't have defender unit. Usually we have the nightmare that is a defender unit in this game mode, not an attacker, unlike auto chess. So we got one attacker. I would recommend the Medusa anytime, but right now we're just using this team, and given we don't have anyone better at the moment, what I would recommend is place another Undying Body on the Wyvern. It's an attacker. I would have preferred the Nightmare because Defender plus Devil, that would be an amazing team. This is an experiment. Otherwise, you would use the Sickle, but the Sickle doesn't help that much. So I would recommend this thing, and this is gonna stay your best unit on Chapter 2. Forget them. Story 2-5. For potentially forget them, but this is tempting, and this is still tempting, so we need to fight the discard. Not that tempting, but it's a bit tempting because maybe we'll need a different attacker. And you see, we only have 7 units at the moment. 2 of them are actually invincible, not invincible, but they come back from the dead. So this is the bait unit, and this is the devil. I really hope that it's gonna work out. If you place it on a different row, then it's not paired, it's not targeted. That's the most important thing. And you see, all the team members are busy with the bait unit, the Wyvern, and meanwhile the devil damages the back row. This is what you want. If you ever have 2 Undying Bodies, that's amazing. If not, in that case, maybe you're more lucky with the defense, and then you can defend yourself and don't lose units. But if you're not, even then you have to fight them. In my previous playthrough, I just fought them, and that was fine. So let's see. These units always come back from the dead whenever you use Undying Body. And then same thing. So this is where top 2 rows, well, you can put the devil in the same row, doesn't matter. But if it's a Phoenix, be careful because the devil may die. Although I think there were 8 units, I would still recommend placing both units to the top. Did anyone die? No, still 7 units. In that case, you can thin the field as well. So we may commit to these 2 defenders. The Ogre is amazing as a defender, a Swordsman is not, but we're not gonna be helped by a Minotaur. So we will recruit the rest of the units. We don't have better choices, although a Fire Elemental, do we have space for the Fire Elemental? Let's see. I don't know. What if we had a full team? This would be the full team. Yeah, we have space for the Fire Elemental. Yeah, this is here. No, we don't. First, we need to lose this unit. And this is supposed to be the one that can die. This should stay alive. I'll choose this. We protect the top unit. Let's see. It's really, really borderline, and we're losing multiple units. And the casualties are too high at this stage. You know what? I'll take the casualties. Good. Up until 4. No, it's already 5, it's too much. The defense. So in that case, I'll take the Fire Elemental. I have to do it to proceed. And attack enhancement Inferno. We don't have Rampart, we don't have Dungeon, like you need 3 units anyway. Given we don't have a Nightmare, and I usually have a Nightmare, I can place this on a unit. But you know what? I will rather place it on the Wyvern. Even though it's not an Inferno unit, I know. But it says if you have 3 Inferno units on the battlefield, then you also have the Wyvern. I won't have 3 Inferno units later. And that's the easiest battle of all. It doesn't even matter if you bring in the rest of the units or not. The Fire Elemental is also fine, by the way. So we're not gonna lose any units whatsoever. These are just... Oh, we lost the Swordsman. What is going on? Something is really wrong. Anyway, a free respawn. I could have just used those 2 units, I was just lazy. Okay, now let's continue. We need to cover some ground. And I'm hoping that this is a good enough formation for those tactics that we were using. So this is gonna be the placement. And I'm expecting that all the units except for the bottom row will target the Wyvern. And the Devil did its job. Okay, amazing. Now, next round. Battle again. We move 1 up. Same game. And we thinned the field further. And then let's see, we only have 3 units left. Now, you don't want to mess with the Phoenix. You entertain the top 2 units and the Devil will deal the damage for on the second row. And if we win, we win. Yeah, it's also possible that we win, but the Phoenix, I told you, don't mess with the Phoenix. Because you kill the Phoenix and the Phoenix revives, and meanwhile the other units kill you. Anyway. So we're not messing with the Phoenix. We are messing with the rest of the team though. Story. Except, finally, we have Zeron, the hero. It's a higher generation hero, so obviously get it. We needed the 100 silver for it. Blessing really doesn't matter. Burning is the one I was thinking about. It's a good question. Yeah, there is a 4th option, so I'll place it on the Devil. And you know what? Now it's set in stone, so the Minotaur is ours. Because the Swordsman is dead. And we're just saving the free revivals. That's why we kept this card around, the rest doesn't matter. And now we just have to survive the fights without extra defense. So this is not gonna be easy. This composition looks doable. Same trick with the placement. And sometimes you get into trouble. The toughest part is the first few chapters. Up to the 3rd chapter you can get into trouble. But at the beginning of the chapter you're supposed to get new cards with new buffs. Here we're running out of buffs. That's the problem, that I cannot expect any more defense in here. And this is tough. This is really tough. Okay, let's entertain the top row. Oh, it survived? What is going on? Let's run it again. Sometimes you need to run it twice. I know it was a poker school back in the days. It was called Run It Twice. Did everyone survive? Then change of strategy, because it looks like the love was shared among the defenders, the zombie defenders. So we're targeting the caster first. And this looks more successful to me because the caster died. And now we just have the 4 defender. Somehow we'll need to target the back row. And we succeeded in killing at least 1. Yeah, that's why it's a bit slow. But with double Undying Body, and now it doesn't matter. So with double Undying Body, this is the bait. And it's better than a sickle. With a sickle, I might have not survived this. Because it's not guaranteed that you get good enough buffs. This time I didn't. Now, we'll isolate the charging unit. Was it done? What if I place the devil here? It depends because of the top charger, you know. Finally, we scored. Sometimes it's random, so you have to run the battle multiple times. But I couldn't get rid of the bottom charger. What is going on? But now at least we have less units. So it's more likely that we will get rid of the bottom charger. And this is exactly what happened, and from now on it doesn't matter what we do, because the ranged units will just die. So the bait is gonna be shot, while the devil deals damage. There you go. And we killed one of the units, and I think we just have one battle left here. And we'll need to get more silver. We still have 5 revives, so that's amazing. But we need to get a lot of silver to cover some ground. Yeah, these are all different fights. Maybe this one. None of these are easy. Okay, this time we'll go for the top back row, because the flying unit may be a phoenix. Yeah, this time for some reason Inferno and Conflux are going hand in hand, but I don't know why. They have not much to do with each other. Did we score? That's the question. Doesn't look like it. And if you didn't score, then you know what happens, you know what the problem is. Maybe we will get the healer back, because if we heal, that's a game changer. I could have placed Undying Body on the healer, because a healer is a bait unit as well, but at least it heals while being a bait unit. Yeah, I cannot do much, because here I would target the Phoenix. It doesn't help. Yeah, I tried targeting the Wyvern is not as good as a Nightmare. Let's see this one. This looks to be the weakest opponent. Come on, battle. Yeah. As soon as we score, we can demolish them in multiple fights. And we're scoring. So this is what we want. And now we just have 4 opponents and then less than 4. And even if I have to bring in the other units, it's not a problem. Remember, we'll need to score silver. So as I said, sometimes we navigate ourselves into a corner like this. And now the final boss. We will lose units. So I have to bring the bad news already. There is no way that we're not gonna lose units. Absolutely no way. Because here you see it's not going well. And always do this battle first and not the smaller ones. There is nothing to be gained other than silver, and maybe the revivals don't make it worth. So I will heal the monk, because I'm getting an impression that the monk will play an important role. The devil needs to be baited. So the devil is gonna meet the Phoenix and the other devil in the middle. I'll place the strongest units in here. And the healer. And we'll see the rest. Oh, I was so dumb. I'll soon tell you why. So you see, actually it's not a fully lost case, because they are dying too. What I forgot, and maybe if you're holding your hand, what am I doing? I bought a hero Zero. Why didn't I use Zero? Maybe we'll add some sound. Not going that well. We'll need to do something with the devil. Let's try again. but it may be a bit log based. So we can demolish 1 unit out of 7. That's better than nothing, but it's not much. We need a different placement. What if this was the bait unit? And the devil went for the back row. There you go. Shall I accept this or shall I not accept this? Let's try it again. Because the Efreet is not doing that well from the opponent. It's also possible to do manual spellcasting. That also works. But I will do automatic for the reason of beginner friendliness. Now, it looks like that healing is not a big thing. So what if we dealt damage instead? Both can work. No. This is always a tough part. So we'll get the devil back. What about this? So the bait unit is the Phoenix. And it's always just the Gog dying. So I think at this stage I will have to accept the casualties of 2 in total. And then revive the rest of the team. If you're in a bad shape, and I'm in a really bad shape, in that case, you have to accept this. Well, unfortunately it's a casualty of 1 and I paused a bit too late. But it's actually the casualty that I wanted. So in that case you go party and revive. And revive 1, 2, 3, 4. And you need a defender as well. And remember, this didn't fight the Sea Elemental. So now we only have 6 units left. We still need to bait the devil. You know what? We can bait the devil with this unit. That makes sense. How about this? That works too, because we'll need to sacrifice this unit anyway, sooner or later. Let's see how this works. And where the devil will land, that's also important. Yeah, the devil is attacking the attacker, that's what we wanted. Good. and the devil died at the end. So this means that now it's really easy, because you just have 2 more units left, and we can cover these 2 units with the baiting strategy. There you go. 51 only, but we can go to the next chapter, and I don't think we can cover any ground here or here or here. So this is some sort of a weak playthrough, you know, a weak playthrough where it's just not happening what we want. And be careful, always leave some silver around for revivals. Fortress, Stronghold, Conflux. Fortress is the best bet, but it's not a good bet. Finally, the first ever defense. Chapter 3. Critical hit, maximum heroes, Earthmark. You will have to choose critical hit at this stage. The reason is quite simple. Devil is not an endgame unit, so you won't have the devil around. You will need to collect 4 marks and some extra mark, a 5th one, in chapter 6, to get some extra benefits. But at the moment you don't have any units that will be with you in the endgame. And chapter 3 doesn't offer any of the units unless you choose the Shark Trainer. So you could choose the Shark Trainer and play it, but my path rejects the Shark Trainer in chapter 3 on purpose, because you can get the Shark Trainer later, and rejecting the Shark Trainer implies that you get Hydra now, which is not important, it's just a substitute unit. Hydra is worse than Shark Trainer because of the charging, and as soon as the shark dies, the trainer dies, the shark stays alive, so it's a good damage dealer even after death. But the White Tiger, which is a commander, you can only get the White Tiger if you reject the Shark Trainer. And I'm setting myself up for chapter 8. So you don't need any of the units, but you never know. Here you need the Westport the most, but Medusa is not significantly worse either, or the Magic Airship, same thing. So I would say Westport versus Magic Airship, I would rather get the other one. Let's see if we can do anything with this team, with the typical baiting strategy. If we can, then we can keep the cards. If not, in that case I will have to delete one of the cards. Just to make progress. We will need more defense. So if there are any more defense options, I would appreciate that. So we killed 1 unit. And we're just limping forward with this strategy at the moment. We don't have many units, we don't have revival, anything. We're killing 1 unit at a time, and sooner or later, once the critical mass is established, we will just get rid of all. So 1 more unit, that's fine. Now we have 5 units. Looks like the defenders are dead. And now it's a bit more difficult, so we'll need to target which unit to attack. The issue is that you don't want to attack the Westport. So this means you go to the top row with the devil. And there you go, another casualty. Can we do it? Yeah, that's the problem with the Westport. What if the devil comes from far away? It may influence the targeting algorithm of the opponents, that's why I'm doing this. But for some reason the caster unit cannot be targeted. Too bad we cannot say this like in StarCraft, which unit to target. So this means I need to get rid of one of the units. This is a great defender unit, this is a, you see, a great ranged unit. So I will just get rid of these. And I'll get rid of these at this stage. I don't need filler units. And I don't need any of these heroes. These are filler units again. First, let's see the story. That's the problem, because if you do this one, the bottom one, then you can get a shark trainer for 70, but you won't be able to get the white tiger ever. I think I'm not in a desperate situation to get the shark trainer, let alone the fact that it would essentially bankrupt me. Because I would need to win some battles before being able to afford the shark trainer. I'll just pass. And now we have a easier battle. So we'll target the bottom row. Did we score? Not really. What if I did it like this? Because then maybe everyone targets the wyvern and then the devil can just go for the back row. No. So we cannot limp forward, we need another card. This means that these fillers can be removed, these ones too, and these ones too. A genie, I would love to get a genie. I would love to get a basilisks. So this means we're gonna have to do a revival and attack these units. So get, and that's the problem now, it costs more and more. So let's see. We badly need a better defender unit because in this chapter we won't see anyone better than the basilisk. We badly need a healer as well, because who knows when we will see another healer. But you know what, here is the basilisk as well, I didn't see this. So we can safely reject the card and we won't be able to afford the wasp port. Damage or attack. Always choose the red ones, because the blue, unless it's Undying Body, the blue is just for one unit. Always damage. And if you don't have defense, then at least damage reduction or health. Finally, hero defense. This is what we were looking for. I'll keep this card for a while, because with the hero defense, I might be able to afford to do this. Not yet. What about this? There you go. With that, more damage. More, but not enough. I'll run it a few times just to see. Because if it's close, sooner or later you'll make it. I usually give 3 chances in total. And if it works 0 out of 3 times, I'll need to figure out something else. I'll do one more with a different placement. No. Okay. Because it matters how the units are positioned. Then we have to choose the blessing, and it's gonna be unit damage. High moral, this may work out. We don't need unit damage anymore, except if it's the wyvern. So we would rather need this thing as a temporary fix on the monk, because the monk can do high moral and then it heals more. This is an option. Okay, let's try this one with the same baiting strategy, although it's not baiting anymore, so it's, in fact it should be in the same row, the 2 attackers. That's how you can score the most. And sometimes I navigate myself into these troubles. There you go. Because if we have bad buffs, in that case, progress is tougher. But this time the full team is supposed to work better. And if we could kill one unit, we can kill more than one for sure. So here I'll try as long as it takes. There you go. We're thinning the field further. And every single time just getting rid of one. Because we're fighting for the revival of the team. Plus the opportunity to get new cards, new buffs. This is one of my worst playthroughs, so you can be happy to see this. Almost. So you see, in this case we just try once more. It shouldn't be harder to get rid of 5 units than to get rid of 8 units. So evidently, no matter what happens, eventually we will get them. There you go, just a matter of placement. But they all survived again. For some reason the targeting algorithm is really bad. You cannot influence who is targeted. Finally. And now it's easier to kill 4 units than 5, evidently. Even in this formation. So we got some silver, badly needed, and some blessing. Units, heroes don't matter, but silver matters a lot. Because just imagine from now on, we can get rid of the ogre, because we can get the ogre from the card. But we might as well get the basilisk first. We can get rid of the Minotaur, because we can get the ogre. And we need the genie, so we can get rid of potentially the monk. Too bad that we give it something that we couldn't have used, that unit damage 10% on anyone except the wyvern, but I might be looking for another buff because 4 buffs are the maximum. So our team is shaping quite well. A Firebird is a bait unit. Regnant Pirates, I'll get rid of them and bring in the genie. And skip the Beholder for now. Have the Prophet. You didn't run into a battle? That's interesting. Usually you do. And I think with this team we can now get rid of the dreaded opponent. First I'll try with 6 units. Because there is going to be enough entertainment, more than enough entertainment to settle the business. And Genie is healing. This is what we were looking for, a good healer. And from now on, we're on track. Yeah, Tatalia is amazing, but we would like to win this without any casualties. Come on. The red energy is supposed to be depleted quickly. You see how much the genie is healing. Good. We all survived. This is what I was looking for, but we run into 2 more difficult battles. This is gonna be a tough one. We'll see the basilisk if it survives. I cannot guarantee that. Because we're getting a lot of damage quickly. Whew. That's the tough part. But with healing, it's good. Always choose number. You're gonna get 4, then 2, then 1. No. But this is what you're looking for. 20 seconds of invincibility on the devil. This is what I was looking for. If you got a second one, I would do it on the Wyvern. That's why I didn't take the unit damage 10%. That was the only thing I was looking for. And then 3 more battles. It's tough, but I might be able to do this with just 6 units. If not, we'll bring in some more. As usual, we want it without casualties. We're targeting the opponent's healers in the back, and we're healing ourselves. And the only problem is lack of magic resistance. The opponent's genie is dead, so the opponent's defense is gonna fall apart. And that's it. It's not an easy game mode, it's just, you know, if you have a strategy, it will just work. Neither of them are my genie. And even more battles. This is supposed to be straightforward with the defender, so place them well and heal. And you see, I'm coping with just 6 units. There you go. So you need one good healer, not a monk, but rather a genie. Help, you have to help. Because this unlocks the white tiger later, as far as I know. And now you got a Hydra. Sometimes you run into a battle here and afterwards you get the Hydra. So this is a unit that you don't have anyone better at the moment. So even though it's not a shark trainer, it's not as good as a shark trainer, you might as well just take it now. So we'll need to clear the field. At this stage we don't need baits. Disband the Firebird. Or no. In fact, the Wyvern is better with the buffs than the Fire Elemental, and with the Hydra you don't need a third attacker, so 2 attackers are enough. It did its job. But this also means that you will never need the Pirates and the Orc, so skip them. And then you get the Hydra. And now you have all sorts of battles. This is the easiest, they are just attackers. So we'll place the Hydra in, and we'll need an 8th one as well. You know what, I might as well just revive one, because at this stage we will just get battle after battle. So party and revive. We could get a second healer with high morale, or the Medusa. The Medusa is dealing damage, so I would rather do that. Thinking about the boss as well. Now, we need to survive this somehow. Chapter 4 is gonna be easier. We'll have to survive this 3rd chapter with what we have. Lack of magic resistance is an issue, but as the damage dealers are dying, more and more are dying, we're in a better shape. Okay, story. Tatalia is the one, 30 silver, I think. Yeah, 85 now. We'll need this for the next level. Let's place them like this for now to protect the bottom row. But you need the stronger defender at the top, and you need the one that can die on the top. Be careful, because they heal like crazy and they deal damage like crazy. And they render some of the units unusable with the whirlpool or whatever that is. That wind. Actually, it's not a whirlpool. So these are supposed to be doable. Most of the fights. Be careful to target the ranged units, the purple and the green, with the devil. If you learn how to cast manual spells with good heroes, then just choose your favorite hero strategy. So for example, Wind Wall or whatever, or Firewall or anything that you know from low level, and then you will have an easier time with the battles with manual spellcasting. I just plow through it and then I have an easier time. This is, by the way, my overall strategy. The way how I play Chronicles is exactly how I play the game in other modes as well. That I'm rather a manager type. I'm making sure that the economy is good. I have good units, good chances. I rather take decisions that I suffer now and do well later. But for some reason, I'm not top 1%, and by far not top 1%, in terms of manually doing some battlefield finesse, some extreme loopholes, exploits, and so on. I rather work on the economy usually, so that's my strength. You can see this from both accounts that I have, or all of the accounts. Okay, if you have a boss, fight the boss first. That's gonna be tough. So we will have to bait somehow. Like this. I'm worried about the top charging unit. This is a really evil type of formation. But unfortunately, the devil will target the unit on the back. But you see, if the devil is on the same row, the charging unit rushes back. That was the idea. It rushes back to protect the defensive unit. And this is what we wanted, to protect our casters and archers or ranged units. But unfortunately, the devil died, and there you go. We have some problems with the charging unit dealing damage to our units, but the healer stayed alive. That's the most important thing. We lost 2 units plus the devil, and the wyvern is still alive. I don't know how the wyvern could stay alive. Anyway, this is a more difficult one. This one too. This one too. Okay, I could do them even with just 2 units potentially. I'm not sure. But I will rather just go to the next chapter this time. Also time-wise. Stronghold, castle, they just don't matter. So I choose maximum units. At least I don't have to get rid of units. Number, we got the buff. We don't have a Gorgon Paladin, but we do have a Hydra. Plague. We will have some plague issues later, so let's get the Hydra enhancement. This is not what I was looking for. I was looking for more like red cards like this. Unit HP plus 10% or magic resistance plus 20. None of them are especially good. These are horrible. These are like a unit damage or damage reduction 5% equivalent. Except, and you will run into a battle, I think. That's bad. So Gorgon is a better defender. Let's see our defenders. How are they doing? The Ogre is still alive and it's healing. The Gorgon is better than an Ogre, but the Ogre heals a bit. So we have 6 units at the moment. Let's see the battles. This is a really tough battle because of healing abilities. I can try, but it's unlikely. It's really unlikely that I will win this. Yeah, oh, actually, I didn't know I would survive for this long. So maybe we have a chance. Slight chance, but still a chance. Yeah, but they are healing. You see, this healing ability is so problematic. So let's not do this. Let's try this one. Here we have a commander on the back row, which is a problem. And unfortunately it didn't work out. And what about this one? Here we have a devil, that's why I didn't even try. But you know what? I'll try this. Just in case. If the devil is not targeting us, then we could get rid of the bottom opponent. And now there is a third chance. Yeah, they are healing because of the pit fins, that's a problem. What about the following? There is another placement. We'll see where the devil is at the top. So we'll place the wyvern here, we'll place the devil here. We're gonna be bait for the devil. And we'll try... No, it didn't work out. We wanted to get the healing abilities of the devil. So 175, but we need silver badly. Which is the easiest fight? I think it can go either way. You'll need 2 more units. Let's try with this. This is targeting the mantis first. And healing crazily. And Zeron gives us a second devil in the meantime. But they are healing. So this chapter is all about healing. Maybe I'll target this team. Devil is the bait. No, it didn't work out. And we lost the genie, that's a problem. So we need a bait unit. And we definitely need to revive someone. This is an excellent bait unit. We still have a Medusa that is quite good. We don't need a second Wyvern, but we can, at this stage, in order to progress, I'll just get the Gorgon and skip the rest. And we got a 4th battle. Now Crate is another strong unit. So now we have 7 units out of 8. We need an 8th one. And for now, I'm gonna heal the Medusa. And we'll try with these units for now. So with all the healing, we will try this. So this chapter introduces commanders, and we don't have any. So you see how tough it is to work with commanders. Or against commanders. We lost 1 defender. We lost the devil. We're healing. We lost the Gorgon. Good. Sometimes we need casualties. Paladin is not bad, but we would over-adjust in terms of defense. Pitfiend is excellent, even and cheap. I don't want to overspend at this stage. So we have the Gorgon, that's something we need. The other defender is the Basilisk. Paladin is not big enough of an upgrade. A better one is coming soon. So we have 7 units. We would need an 8th unit. Let's see the formation first. So Basilisk and Gorgon placed properly. These 2 units are there as well. They heal. They go for the back row. Ranged unit. And we need 1 more. We don't need a bait. We could add another healer with a monk. We don't have space for the pit fiend. So we need a ranged unit for sure. But I don't want to spend funds on a simple range unit. At this stage, I'm inclined to get the pit fiend. Or just skip. I might as well just skip and hope for some... We still have 32 cards left. There you go. Other unit. Ragnan Archer, that's what I was talking about. Berserker. All amazing units. Both of them. But we don't have enough silver. Might as well get both of them. At this stage we're fine with attack. We will be fine with ranged units as well. I might get the Berserker because it can get to a back row damage dealer as well. Although Ragnar Archer would make even more sense. I will get the Berserker for now. Getting rid of the Ogre. The Berserker dies quite easily, that's a drawback. So it may be a bit more expensive. But we need big damage dealing. This is gonna be the formation. Top row is gonna deal a lot of damage. We're a bit out of balance with 4 attackers though. That's why the Ragnar Archer could be a better idea. The Medusa is dead. I didn't expect that. And they're just dying too slowly. And once the genie is dead, we're in trouble. Let's try another opponent, because as I said, this is a really difficult one. We'll place all the damage dealers here, except the genie. How about that? Seems like we're not dealing enough damage even with the Berserker. That's tough. Because at this stage I don't even know what to do. We don't have funds for the Ragnar Archer. Let's try this one. The Devil is at the top. The Berserker is an excellent bait. That's the other use case. Against a devil, for instance. Let's try this. As soon as the opponent's devil dies. But no, it didn't. That's a problem. But with intelligent placement we can do something. What if we went this way? Yeah, it's crushing the Medusas first. The problem is that the Berserker is far too fast and it's not targeted by the devil, although that's what I would expect normally. So we have 3 fights, all of them are bad, but maybe the result could have been the same with the Ragnar Archer. I will have to skip this. Even though I don't want to skip this, I will have to. Black Dragon, another excellent defender. But I will have to skip this one too. I know you may be saying like, why? But I have my reasons. The reason is that we're gonna get a Dragon Golem quite soon and an Arcane Archer, and we need 200 silver, and it's gonna happen soon. Manticore is really good as a charging unit, but I skip everything. Reset heal, cause we may need this. Fire spell, we may need this as well. because with a heal cost reset, we can deal damage and die, and cover some more cards. So it came at the right time. But we'll need to delay the reset heal cost, obviously, as much as possible. Let's see what kind of units we have. 8 units in total, and we have these units that are still alive. We prefer not reviving them. And I will go for one of the, for example, this one. Somehow we need to kill the Mantis. Let's try. That's the problem. As soon as the devil is dead, after invincibility, we just collapse and they heal. So we have 3 healers. Usually this is bad luck. There is a way to get out of this. How about this one? I have an idea. Or we bring back another bait unit, that would work as well. There you go, devil. The devils fight against each other, that's what we want. And we killed the opponent's devil. And now the back row is more safe than before. Although they are kind of low in energy. What happened? The opponent had another devil or what? So we have to plow through somehow. Yeah, because Zeron has like more devils. That's an issue. So we needed this heal cost issue. We'll try Sandro with just 2 units. Targeting the back row. Oh, there you go. I'm quite certain that we can cover some ground with this. Let's try the bottom. It's really bad. You see, kill like 3/4 of all the health meter, and yet it's going so badly. If all of them survived again, then I don't know. Yeah, they did. I don't know what to say. So sooner or later, one of the units has to die. I try once more and then I'll change. You know what? I'll change the placement right now. Like this. This is the worst possible placement because 4 units are targeting the devil. But if only we could entertain the bottom units. Oh, and one of them died. There you go. Horrible placement, yet it worked. Somehow these skeletons survive. Barely, but they do. I tried to entertain the attacker with the wyvern. And there you go, something happened again. This can be due to luck and this can be due to strategy. We never know. It's automatic. Okay, we'll go for the bottom row. If I see some opportunity with these defender units, for example, I go for it, obviously. We just have 5 units. I don't know if it's easier to target the top or the bottom. But somehow these skeletons always survive. As if their last 10% was that important. completely illogical, but I have to try something. There you go. When something doesn't make sense, then it works. The reason why it's illogical is that in theory what I believe is that the top two rows are for the devil. And somehow the pairing worked in a way that the skeletons died. The issue is that triggering, maybe with manual spellcasting, and maybe specifying where Zeron's devil goes. Maybe that's what would make the difference. We could try. There you go. So we got back to this strategy and it's working. Hero attack, hero defense, it's like really bad. We need this card. None of the others, just that one. And we still have the same issue, right? I think so. Almost. But not quite. And we have the same opponent. So this means that unfortunately we'll need to get rid of this. You know what? Once we get the magic golem and the arcane archer, we're not gonna be in an emergency and we can just skip this. That's one of the options. The other option is that even though it doesn't make much sense, we can give this to the Hydra, so that as long as Hydra is on the battlefield, or the genie. You know what? Yeah, the genie, it's tower unit. Okay, problem solved. So we're skipping this. Adelaide. Looks doable with the 2-unit strategy. We just got the 3 worst battles overall before. And these are easy battles, like with Adelaide and Human Sandro, you see. Same formation. And by the way, I haven't lost the Chronicles now, I think 5 in a row. Yeah, 5 in a row exactly. And maybe more, because before that, who knows what happened. I know that in the last 2 weeks, this is my 5th playthrough, and I haven't lost one. Now it doesn't mean I won't ever. Oh. But I haven't. Now, we'll need to target the defender, the Black Dragon. That's gonna be tough. Because the Phoenix revives itself. So we need to do something with the, there you go. Phoenix revived, and you know, once the Black Dragon is dead, then you can take care of the Phoenix. No, none of them. Gem is the closest, but we have different targets that work. None of them. Again, Magic Airship is tempting, but we need an Arcane Archer at this stage. We need silver for that. This is a tougher opponent than the ones before, especially with this scattered formation, but I'm trying to snipe the opponents one by one. It worked. Good. I don't know how. I have no control over it. I just know that as long as there is a positioning that targets a single opponent with the devil, then we roll the dice and sometimes win. But this is a tougher set of opponents. Let's try this. And it's getting tough because more opponents gang up on just one. So let's see what happens if we bring in more units. Oh, we just have 4. Okay, then we'll need to heal. But if we heal, that's what I wanted to avoid. So reset heal cost needs to be delayed as much as possible. Or we take the fire spells. Taking the fire CD time minus 10% makes us temporarily stronger because of Zeron's fire spells. But if I cannot reset heal cost, then we're endangering future purchases. So let me try some more things. How about this? Yeah, completely makes no sense, but we've covered a bit more ground. What about this? Yeah, it seems like it's too tough. So we'll need to heal. That's what I wanted to avoid. So far 6 units, we need another defender. And it's already 10. Oh no, don't give up. That would be the worst. So let's try with just 6 units. This is gonna be the defender, as odd as it sounds, protected by some other units, a healer and another defender. And the opponent cannot fly. There is just a... Oh, we could defend against the Berserker a bit better. Okay, we'll see. One by one, we're trying to target the top row, heal, and then the second row. Just, we should have gotten rid of at least one unit by now. There you go, the top row is done. The defenders are gone. Oh no, the Gorgon is gone, the Berserker is gone. No, not good. That's because of this unit. But you know what? We have a chance. Because we have some healing too. Oh, we need to defend against the charging units. I completely forgot that. Not a problem. That's the more traditional way. Not working. Then what about this one? These are two tough battles. That's what I wanted to avoid before they enter the magic circle thing. And we're crippled, so it's not gonna work out. So at this stage, you can just say reset heal cost. Evil Inferno Fire, because it's an Inferno playthrough. Knowledge Intelligence couldn't be better, right? Complete nonsense. And Watermark, none of them. But I choose Intelligence, what can I do? Enter the magic circle, at least we have a good defender. Or Arcane Archer. At this stage, I have to take Dragon Golem. And I'm risking that I'm not gonna take Arcane Archer at all. There you go. We badly need a second defender, and that was it for the Basilisk. We need 100 silver to take the Arcane Archer. And at this stage, I have now what it takes to take on Crackhack. Don't forget to activate the domain, super important. And that one defender is gonna entertain everyone for a really long time. There you go, the domain is active. The magic golem domain. And now it's so much easier. Even the behemoth cannot do anything. They have too many defenders, that's why it's so slow. The ogre heals as well. And we're healing too with the genie. So you see it's a lot easier. We have 21 silver, we need a lot more. But we still have 16 cards left. I would take Kilgore, but only after the Arcane Archer. Let's try this one with the domain active. Even if it's just 7 units. The Arcane Archer spot is empty. We need 100 silver in total. We may have to get rid of the opportunity to recruit Kilgore. After all, we don't have fortress units that many, only one. Or stronghold units, yeah, none of them. The genie is dead. So let's try another one. What about the other? So in this case, I need the card. So Kilgore, no. None of them. Finally. Shield or dodge. Or initial mana. How much initial mana do we have? 30 already. 200 attack, 150 defense. Really bad at this stage. We haven't had any dodge. Finally some defense. This he won't die that easily. I think we could even complete this with just 2 units. But this full team with healing and everything else should survive. The phoenixes get revived, so it will take a while until we get rid of them. But we heal. They cannot take damage while they are dead, or cannot deal damage while they are dead. Finally. Okay, 22 more. We have 45 at the moment. You still need the Arcane Archer. This is tough. This is tough. And this looks like the easiest one out of all. The Arcane Archer spot is still open. Once it's done, we have an easy time for the rest of the game. I know you're invincible and everything, just die quickly. I almost fast forwarded, but we need to be careful not to lose a critical unit. We need every single silver. Oops. It's really close, but we survived. 32 silver, 77, and a blessing. Gear of Time is an excellent defensive one, but we don't need it because the Dragon Golem is too strong. And the other unit will not stay with us. We could take the Watermark if we risk it. Or we take the unit attack, which is a kind of a bad buff, but it's better than nothing. You know what? I'm gonna risk. I've never ever completed all 4 marks, but now I have an endgame unit. And I'll refuse to get the unit attack for now. This is not optimal. If you don't have enough experience, then get the unit attack. But I think I have what it takes to navigate until the end. The no honestly is the good. So it's like Fetto, you know, honestly, what are we doing? Racing or ping pong. So put it on, don't give anything back. And then we get at least, oh, unit shield 400. Okay, that works. That's a buff. Sometimes you run into a battle that you won't be able to fight. We're gonna get Kilgore. This is still an easy Kilgore. Later it's gonna be more difficult. I think it's manageable. And we're getting closer to 100. And by the way, you may think that I'm very lucky or very unlucky, depending on your own situation. Now, the thing is that luck evens out in the long run. I got some good cards and I got some horrible cards. My hero attack, hero defense are both horrible. Silver situation is bad. A lot of other things are bad. Finally, we're healing a bit. But Kilgore is a tough fight. I take this. 28, with which we got to 100. That was the risk. And now we're gonna get Arcane Archer. Well, we need to get rid of someone. Sea Elemental is an amazing opportunity to disband. There you go. We have 4 battles, but from now on, you know what? We're gonna take down this one. With the Arcane Archer. Easily, even without the Berserker. Arcane Archer doesn't have a domain, it's a champion, not a commander. You see, it's a different experience with these new units. No one is vulnerable at the moment. And just look at the damage. Well, not that good, but it helped a lot. These should be all easy at this stage. I could revive one of the units, either the Berserker or the Medusa. You know what, let's fast forward this. From now on, we shouldn't run into trouble. We run into long battles like this one, but it's not trouble. I knew that this was a longer one, so it's better to fast forward it. This is gonna be fast, but we need to position them well. And it's also possible to fast forward this one as far as I know. Even with 7 units, as soon as you get the Arcane Archer, it's just speeding up. Let's get the boss first, but for the boss we need a 7th unit, or 8th unit. Which one should it be? The Berserker for now. Let's try. And then next chapter we're gonna get more buffs. I hope they are hero attack and hero defense. Oh no, the Bollywood actress. So this is where the sound doesn't match the photo. The genie died. Fine. So we could take down these at an expense of a free revival. Okay, fine. Let me do this. Heal. It may be worth it. Now we have full house again. Too bad that the genie died. And as soon as you see it's a tough battle, you just don't fight it. But now we are reviving, this is good. Good. Then comes Adelaide. Fast forward. And the last one. This is a commander, so be careful with that. I'm counting on the Dragon Golem. And the tough part of the whole battle is over. As soon as we kill the Mantis, we're fine. We're not taking any damage. Good. So we got the silver. The silver is always important. Next chapter. So attack or defense, we have the luxury to choose. Attack. If attack is not higher than defense by 100, then you choose attack. This is because you need to deal damage to stay. Bloodbath. Attack speed and life drain 200. That's silencing. Okay. At this stage, it's not the devil. Devil is not an endgame unit. This is our main damage dealer during the endgame, at least. Unit, none of them. Now we're talking. I'm tempted to take attack again. But you know what? Even if it's just 50 extra, I would rather take the defense. Because defense is far too low at this stage. We need this invincibility, 20 seconds on one of the units. We have it on the devil. But at the moment only these are endgame units. The genie could be an invincibility unit. Wyvern is not gonna stay with us, that's the problem. Although 20 seconds invincibility, it's an excellent bait unit. But 20 seconds is not enough. Okay, let's continue with units. So we still have the genie, right? Alive. So this means we don't need more genies. We could have 2 genies, but we'd rather not. Earthmark. I'm gonna take a risk and collect the marks. And I'm at a disadvantage with this. HP damage reduction. Let's see how are we with damage reduction this time. None. There you go. We need this hero. And from now on we don't need Seron. Fortress, Cove and Conflux. So if you check out, this is a tower unit. The only unit is Fortress that we have. We may have Cove sooner or later. Okay, let's fight a battle and then we will see. This looks like a fast forward battle to me. Or not. That's weird. The Gorgon. Okay, anyway, we have a watermark already. So we don't need this. Unit damage, obviously. You don't need the unit attack. We're not collecting heroes, we just need Mutare. Oh, I forgot to add Mutare. Enter. And we'll need to revive the unit that died. At this stage we're not that badly off with silver. Maybe we won't get 3000 plus, but we're not that badly off. And we'll use the new hero. That's one of my weaknesses, I forgot to exchange the hero for a while. And maybe the revival was because of that. Yeah, even with this horrible unit placement that 4 charging units charged against us, it worked out. No. This is a more difficult one, but at least not charging. There you go. They got this. So you see that they cannot move for a while. That's a good feature. And we'll grind down the opponent slowly. Maybe it's 2 battles, maybe it's 3 battles. Or it's 1 battle. That was good. This is an easy one. Formation doesn't even matter. We're approaching the 2-hour mark. 1:44, 1 hour 44. It's a bit time consuming at the beginning when there is trouble. Oftentimes you run into trouble that needs to be managed either with manual spellcasting or with some resource management. I use the resource management way. And now we're good with resources. The final team is not there yet. A battle, you need this because of resource management reasons. And you'll have to battle that first one. Let's collect the easy ones just in case we got a buff or something. I'm protecting the range units from the chargers. But they die anyway. Looks like we have a lot of battles. The Gorgon will not stay with us for long, hopefully. The next unit we're gonna get is gonna be Venom Spawn. A Gorgon is better than both of these, and these as well. Skip. 3 defenders. How do I know that they are defenders? This was my problem with this game mode. Initially I had no idea. And you know, I had like 3 units and I didn't know which is which. In that case, use the wiki. About a year ago I had the same problem. I don't need any of these at this stage. Story. Take it. Always take it. The best possible buff at this stage. We don't have attack promise. You see, luck evens out. That's why I'm delaying that fight on the left. And from now on it's gonna be fast forward. Okay. I don't even bother changing the formation. Gorgon almost died. Oh, not this one, this one. I'm so worried that I will press fast forward. And if I have to pay, I will pay. Oops, I may have to pay. Okay. Well, we need 8 units. Gorgon has to stay with us, Genie has to stay with us, and Hydra too. This cost us a bit. Okay, maybe I won't fast forward this one, although this is the easier battle out of the 2. But you see, when I fast forward it, I know that I can get surprised, right? But if I get surprised, even despite the extra hero attack, although hero defense could have been also good, then I can afford it. I could easily afford this. And you see now I can afford to fast forward, and then they started healing. So sometimes it goes south after you fast forward it, for example. And if the devil dies, so be it. Now we'll have to decide. First of all, we didn't get a shark trainer. I wanted to get a shark trainer. We don't have any cov units whatsoever. Fortress, we have 1, but there is just 1 slot. And that 1 slot may include the, like this thing, the Fearless. We will take Fearless for sure. The question is on which unit. Because this unit won't stay with us for long. Genie is an endgame unit, potentially. And Arcane Archer. I would rather use Arcane Archer for now. And this one, I mean, we will never have 3 fortress units with us. So I just keep this. Or put it on the Gorgon. Better than skipping it. We have to open it because we maximize our chances of getting an easier battle or the reward. Because if we don't open it, someone else might open it and then it's gonna be a worse one. This is the toughest battle, a Kilgore. We'll need to be a bit stronger for this. So first I'll start with a fight, we will see. With Kilgore we're not doing that well. Yet. But we'll have a lot stronger Kilgore later. Yeah, that's amazing, just let's get done with this. None of them. And none of them. A good choice. Earth mark, I think we have it already. That's the luck element, you see. That you have earth and water already. So we will take this first ever unit HP. Usually I just take damage and damage reduction, but our defense is really low. We don't need any of these anymore. Undying Body on a 3rd unit. That is amazing. We don't need any of these like units or heroes. Undying Body. Now, putting Undying Body on the Dragon Golem has advantages and disadvantages. The advantage is that we can do this 3-unit thing again. The disadvantage is that the Dragon Golem hardly ever dies anyway. So we can do one of two things. We either reduce our revival costs and deal some damage with Arcane Archer, or we do the Dragon Golem, Undying Body, and do the 2-unit fights. I will use the Arcane Archer for now. We have 3 Undying Bodies, and I think defense this time because we got the attack. Fire, oh no. I cannot choose, like, I will choose attack. You know what? I'm gonna do this in hard mode. I choose fire mark. This is hard mode. If I don't get air mark, it didn't pay off. I would badly need the hero attack. Let's see. First ever magic resistance, okay. Usually don't even bother collecting these marks. This is the first ever time I'm doing this. Leadership. Not good, or not bad, not bad. Get back. This is not good. Attack speed. Okay, let's do this one because we need those invincible units to be somehow usable after they are close to death. So this will lengthen their life. Oh, at this stage, no way. Tower, magic support. So given we have 3 tower units, that's weird. Oh, we already have this. So this means that we could deter, for example. And deterrence is excellent on a defensive unit. Problem is we don't have endgame units. What about Frost Touched? Yeah, it's the same units. I'll get back to this later. I might get the Mermaid just in case. I can afford it anyway. I don't need the Firebird at this stage at all. And this will free a card. This will free another card. Astral is easier than Kilgore potentially. Okay, let me try Astral. With Mermaid we can have 2 healers as well. In the same formation instead of the Berserker. That could work. As soon as we can target the genie of the opponent, we're happy. They targeted our devil instead. And then they grind down the units, so this is not a good... Well, I badly need that hero attack. You see, I'm making my life harder. Now, the key to defeating Kilgore is that if you had charging units, don't charge. I would recommend getting a second healer. Let's see. Oh no, that's not good. We need the Berserker, but not the devil. The devil will die. As soon as you see fireballs, that's when you know that we're in trouble because of the devil. You don't want to attack the back row because of these trolls. You can still lose this, by the way, really easily. Now the fireballs are coming. This is when we can get a lot of damage. You see, the healing was right. And now we're just falling apart. So this is the problem with Kilgore. Let me try one thing. Or no. Let's just do a deterrence. The Hydra will take it. Build the monoliths 30. Yeah, thanks for nothing, we will never get a giant. This is the easiest battle, although we have a commander in there. And we're using the double healing setup. I didn't think it would be like a difficulty at this stage. So this gives us nothing good because I have no idea how I'll defeat Kilgore at the end of the chapter. See, they are healing. We don't have a shark trainer yet. So good luck and bad luck, they oftentimes even out. The units that we have lost, they are just the ones that will revive. So if we can heal, and I hope that we will be able to heal, then we can even afford a tie. But seems like the opponent's defense is collapsing, and this is always good. I can now fast forward this. Good. So sometimes you have a tough playthrough like this one. This should be easy. And the units got revived. This should be really easy. There you go. How do I know this? Just look at the units. This is easy and tough at the same time. It will be really easy, really painful, really long. But if Gem can... But Gem doesn't deal damage. That's the thing. Maybe we need a Berserker in here. Opponents are stunned. I'm a bit worried about fast forwarding. It may happen that we lose a unit and the opponent energy just stays at the top. Okay, good. From now on it's easy. We know that all of us survive. And now they just have 6 units. That's the problem with Gem, they heal a lot. So it will take a while. and one more unit is dead. Now they just have 5. Told you it's gonna be a painful battle. Just imagine what would happen if I didn't accelerate this. So one of my toughest playthroughs ever, I think. Potentially because of the marks as well. Because I've never collected the marks before. This is an experiment. Kilgore is not bad, but I would rather not take it at this time. I'm happy with Dragon Mutar and maybe we could get Astral. If we have Astral like ever, that would be a good option. Now, talking about Astral, now we're trying the 2 healer setup and a different position. I'm not that confident about this battle because of the back row of Astral, the healer Ginny. But it seems like they are collapsing. Okay, they cannot do anything against a double healing strategy, so if you have 2 healers, which can be Genie or Mermaid, then we're fine. Units, we don't need any of them at this stage. We need a Shark Trainer. Badly. I can just hope that the double healing is working. Wait a minute, it's possible that we've lost. I cannot remember exactly if I fought the COV units to recruit. Because you need to fight the COV units. Not these ones, but whenever there is a wind. I think I did, but you need to fight a similar team to be able to recruit Crate later and Dragnonseer. As odd as it sounds, I'm tempted to try out this one. This is really odd, really weird. I don't know why. But against this team, we have the maximum chance of winning. But no, as soon as the devil is gone, it's not enough. Okay, let's see what we have, because we have 4 teams. All of them have different strength. Most of them are healing. I think our chances are best against Kilgore if we replace the devil. Oops, not like this. Okay, anyway, it may work as well. Because we're not on the line of the trolls. But the trolls can target us as well. We need to stay away from the trolls. We need to hurt them at the very end. That's why we have some extra skills to defend ourselves from the back row. The Berserker is dead. That's some casualty, not that problematic. We need to grind down the defensive part. After the defensive part is done, then we can target the trolls, but unfortunately as soon as you see this, it's a bit too late. Because then we can just collapse at any minute. Especially with the spell, extra spell. And with the double healing, somehow this worked out, with some minimal casualties. Okay, story. Except this completes our front row. It's super important. So we don't need Monk anymore. And now with this unit, it's gonna be a lot easier. And don't forget to activate the domain. We can have 3 defenders, that's not a problem, but we will also need bait units. Like this. Hopefully this works, I'm not sure about it. We need to protect the back row at all costs. So with Dragon Mutara, the easy thing is that it stuns the opponents once this fire spell is there, and this is the main effect, that we can in the meantime damage the opponents. Story 4-2-1, and this is gonna be the risk, because usually what I do, and I recommend this to you as well, reset heal cost, evident. But I will choose Elemental Zone unless I run into trouble. First, let's finish. And after finishing the whole thing, if we can at all, then we will see if we need this. So, if we need the reset heal cost to be exact. Let's see, triple defense this time. So we have some units, some healers, as well as some damage dealers. This is fine at the moment. With strong defense. Was the domain activated at all? That's something I have to check, because Venom Spawn has a domain. Airship is gone. And we're healing like crazy. Which is very much needed without a Shark Trainer, because at this stage I should have had a Shark Trainer, sometimes 2, sometimes 3. It's so interesting that even with 2 units they are dealing so much damage. Maybe the opponent has Armageddon's Blade or something. That's crazy. And we got like less than 40% of the energy, and they are still alive. Almost 3 minutes, and I couldn't afford to slow or speed it up. Another difficult one, because of the troll. Yeah, the domain was activated, good. So let's get these units here and swap. For now we're leaving the Hydra on the bench. We could reactivate the Hydra though instead of the Gorgon. We're just capitalizing on other units. But I'm happy with the Venom Spawn at least. And then we'll have the 12 million Kilgore. That's gonna be the last tough battle. I have no idea how to beat that yet. With the current buffs and everything. And without a Shark Trainer. Five more. Okay, this looks a bit... Oh, same tough one. So, at this stage we will need some bait. So the bait is gonna be like this. I'm not even sure how to make this happen. Or we sacrifice the archer. That could work. Let's see. Because the archer revives for free. We have this luxury at the moment. And now you have the troll. Plus the devil. Okay, I think I can fast forward it, yeah. Without casualties. Now we're in trouble. So first of all, I'll try this. At this stage we have enough silver to survive everything. We just need to damage the opponent. And then revive. Not this one, but the final boss. If we can do that, then we can eventually defeat Kilgore. But we're not set up to fight that battle, the last one. Oof. This was a difficult one too. But we all survived somehow. Let's see. I'm breaking the rule, and I'll fight this one first, because in a Pandora fight there may be, and I cannot guarantee this, but there may be a buff at the end. And we'll need that with the Kilgore fight, and this is the easier fight out of the two. Don't get me wrong, this is a really difficult one, but with double healing, I cannot afford to let any buffs go. Looks like double healing is the key. You can have 2 genies or 1 genie, 1 mermaid. Otherwise you would already be dead. Okay, let's stun the opponents. It was a bit too short though. And they still have 5 units. We will need to kill one of the units quickly, because we're not healing quickly enough. And they are dealing too much damage. Finally. Now it's easy. No Judicator, no Dragon Golem. This is excellent. We still have all 8 units. I don't know how. We got like 5% or 25% of the energy, and we still got all 8 units alive. Okay, this is a fast forward for now. With just 2 simple units. Could be quicker, but it worked out. We didn't get anything, too bad. So then we will need to battle the boss. This is a difficult one. I'll take down the devil. No, I cannot. Actually, I can. Against another defender. I'll keep the devil in this row. And we'll try to keep the back row alive. The devil will be dead quite quickly. Opponent can revive though. That's another problem. Devil is dead. This is gonna be a respawn. Angel is dead, that's amazing. Okay, at this stage we're fine, even if we need to respawn. Let's fast forward this. Yeah, we lost 2 units. That's surprisingly low. The double healing strategy is working. And now I'm gonna take a risk. If you want the 3000 silver, I've gotten it most of the time, almost always, then don't do what I'm doing. Then reset heal cost, that's what you need to do. I'm gonna choose the elemental zone. And I'll place it on the genie or the mermaid, which one? The genie is synergic with tower, and I have 2 tower units anyway, so I might as well do this. Next chapter. Chapter 7. Attack. None of them. Still none of them. And still none. Intelligence or knowledge, I don't need any of them. Or any attack or defense, so this was a wasted thing. Damage reduction, we need fire decrease. Unit attack, unit damage, magic resistance, unit damage. We already have magic resistance 40%, that's enough. Come on, this is the worst. I don't need units, I don't need heroes. Battle. We have to battle this one. We don't need the heroes. We have 2 out of the 3. And I'll try this one first. So we'll need to... Do we need to revive the Venom spawn at all? I don't know. If the going gets tough, then I'll revive the Venom spawn. But at this stage, we might get away without it. The tower domain helps a lot. 2 hours 15 minutes in. The devil is gone, so we're not dealing that much damage, plus you have opponent. Both of them will revive, both of these units, but we're collapsing. Okay, let's not waste more time and revive the Venom spawn. Heal. We can fight easier battles and do this later, or you can do it now. I'm not happy with this team at all. No Shark Trainer. At this stage we should have a lot stronger team. But you see, that's what the Venom spawn can do. That's the difference. It's only the devil, you see, only at this stage. Four out of 8 are dead. We're getting dangerously low on energy, but with double healing, we're fine. Oh, and it's a dragon turtle, that's the problem. One dragon turtle is gone, and the second one is gone, it seems. So now we're fine. After this battle, we did everything correctly, so we fought whatever we needed to fight. Dragonseer and Crate. We need both of them. So at this stage we don't need Medusa. And let's get Crate. Defense, obvious. None. Air mark, we're done. First time ever. So at 217 in, we've collected all the marks. And let's see what happens. We don't need any of the units. Tazar is not bad, but I want Astral. I would rather use the bleeding part. But we don't have enough damaging units, so maybe the Crate, who knows. Finally. So now we have a almost full team, we're just missing one unit. And for the sake of the Shark Trainer, I'm happy to get rid of the Berserker. It's a weird choice, but also a sane choice. We don't need any of these. Red Dragon dies too quickly. Left, left, left is the... And we have the Elemental Zone. We'll soon see how this works. We don't need anything with mana. We will have more mana than we would ever imagine. But we badly need damage reduction. Fight both of them, but it can come later. Let's fight a battle. Any battle for that matter. The idea is that we have the 3 marks here. Elemental Zone here. And the 4th mark. When the 4 elemental marks of water, earth, fire and air are in play at the same time, your heroes will get 80 mana every 15 seconds and CD for all skills will be reduced by 10 seconds. So we'll have a lot more spells. This is huge. So we'll need a genie badly. At this stage we don't need the devil. And at this stage we might choose to get rid of the mermaid, favoring the Crate. If you want Devil, you can replace the other unit. But no, because I prefer the Shark Trainer. Especially because of this or this. Let's see. All 4 marks in action. First time I've ever completed this. We will never get rid of mana at this stage. Let me know in the comments if you've ever pulled this off. So from now on, I think we can fast forward everything, except the Kilgores. Which would be a great idea because we're quite short on time. Yeah, even this one can be fast forwarded. Not easy, but fast forwardable. Let's see the mana. You see 30, 60 every 15 seconds. You see the mana. And also the skills that you get these spells so often. So these 4 marks are not bad at all. Otherwise it would not be that easy. Take it. Medusa would attack you otherwise. But skip this. You don't need this thing. Astral is normally a difficult opponent. But this time, I think I'll safely fast forward it. Yeah, wasn't the easiest opponent after all. How many of these do we have? That's the next one. We keep on changing the formation. So at this stage we're set up to win, no matter what happens. The question is the amount of silver that we get. And that Elemental Zone was the extra. I would recommend still not collecting it. I first pulled this off, like first in my life, possibly last time as well. But I don't recommend it. If the battles were tough, we will soon get a White Tiger. Because remember, in chapter 3, we rejected the Shark Trainer on purpose. To get the White Tiger. After the dragon fights, we will soon get some dragon fights. That are gonna be fast forwarded, all of them. Only the dragon golems will take a lot of time. But maybe not with these spells. Yeah, this time you just cover. Take cover. That's what I usually do. Is you see, this is the story of all my past gameplay. Whatever I've done before. You see, a lot of people have trouble. If you have trouble with these fights, you didn't do well enough in previous chapters. This is what Chronicles teaches you. So at this stage, there is no fight in the world that surprises me at all. Not even this one. But where is the Trial of the Dragons? We just have 3 more left. Don't we have a Trial of Dragons somewhere? See, this was the toughest fight. We were supposed to get a Trial of the Dragons. Oh yeah, we still have 4 cards, okay. I don't even bother charging at this stage. Okay, this may be a difficult one because of all the healing, but look at the damage that we're dealing. Oh, and I was so dumb. I was fighting at a handicap because let's do this fight first. You got the Ragnon Seer. Ragnon Seer has a domain. I forgot to activate it. How stupid can I be to not do it? But we can still fast forward it with the elemental zone. Yeah, now we're collecting a lot of silver. Actually, you know what? Now that I placed the units here, I'll charge. Okay, let's do the extra fights. No, not this one, the other one. Except, because if you rejected the Shark Trainer in Chapter 3 and you did some other important things, I think helping some cat somewhere also in Chapter 3 or Chapter 5, I'm not sure exactly, then at the end of the dragon battles you can recruit the White Tiger. If you didn't do all this and you got the Shark Trainer in Chapter 3, then you just fight the dragons and your reward is just the silver. Without these dragon fights you won't be able to complete the 3000 silver run anyway. But you get the silver, and if you did the right things, and I did the right things here, and you saw everything recorded, then you will get the White Tiger. And by the way, I couldn't care less about the battles themselves. So this is how I usually play. I set myself up to victory, and at the end I just rush through the end. And I rather suffer at the beginning than at the end. So a lot of things look clumsy at the beginning. But I was playing at a handicap since Chapter 3, I think. With the Shark Trainer, not having the Shark Trainer. Arguably Chapter 2, although that was just bad luck. Yeah, this elemental zone is making a positive difference. Almost 2000 silver already. So you see, that's how we're ending this. We're gonna get to 3000 in a heartbeat. In Chapter 8, at the beginning of Chapter 8. I won't even have to fight many Kilgores. That's the last one, the Dragon Golems. Now, this may take a while. At least 2 minutes. Oh, we got it for the first time. That's not usual. Sometimes I had to fight 2 battles at least. Here is the White Tiger. We need to make room for it. Sometimes it helps if you have 3 units. The Gorgon is good as a 3rd defender. The Devil is invincible and everything, but it's not an endgame unit. You don't want a Devil, this band. You don't want a Wyvern either. Now, do you want a Wyvern more or a Devil? I would say Devil still. So we don't want any of these. Even with the buffs. I get the White Tiger. And battle. You know how tough this opponent is gonna be? So first of all, Hydra is the last unit we don't want. This opponent is gonna be so tough that after activating the domain, which don't forget it's a commander, I will fast forward. And we're done with the formation. This is the final formation. Maybe we get Astral, we're better off. Oh, and fight them. Because you need the silver for the fight, that's all. We'll get back to defense. So this is your final formation. Even if you don't do Elemental Zone. Confirm. But if this is hard for you, you can still win with the Shark Trainer in Chapter 3, and then Chapter 3, 4, 5 are easier for you. Okay, let's see, which one do we need? 6, 6, so in that case I choose attack. It's controversial choice, but you never know. No. None. HP this time, although magic resistance is not bad. We're full. We got the defense. Let's stay balanced. No. Damage. Although magic resistance doesn't hurt. We don't need units. Dodge. With elemental zone we don't need mana. Do we still have the Gorgon? Yeah. Not as if it mattered, we won't use it. We don't need these heroes. We don't need these. What are these units at this stage? Lich, Paladin, Black Dragon, no, we don't have any. We don't need units, like at all. Lich, Druid, Berserker, no. Bring a present. And now let's start. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a fast forward. Even with the charging unit there, I didn't even bother changing the formation. If I get punished for it, I accept the consequences. Didn't come together. Roland 15 million. And you know, it's 20 minutes ago, you would not believe your eyes that it's this fast. I'm fast forwarding 15 million opponents. Like opponents with 15 million power. Break free. That's a fast forward too. I don't even care about putting the units in charging position. Although that would be the better choice at this stage. 18 seconds. Another one. Now they are healing more. Okay, this time maybe. Do we have the 3000 silver already? I didn't even check. They are healing. That's why you get this up and down, up and down. Oh, no, not yet. Enter. No. This one is better. They are out of balance. Let's get back. They have no defenders, they don't have any ranged units. This is an out of balance team. Looks like an easy fast forward. They're out of balance too. Even the devils, I mean, by the time they start dealing damage, they're gonna be sniped down by the ranged units. This is the easiest Kilgore. This is the second easiest. And this is Gem. Gem also has a troll, so be careful with that. Shall I snipe or shall I not snipe? I will snipe. I think it doesn't matter at this stage. I'm a bit worried about the troll, but it's maybe mainly PTSD at this stage. Yeah, it dies too quickly, the opponent, for us to be dangerous. So this is the easiest Kilgore, this is the hardest. No, this is the easiest, that's the second easiest, and that's the third. So we'll take the one that is the easiest. But let's not waste time on this. So against Kilgore, the best thing you can do is not go for the back row. If you do this, you're a lot worse off than this. I would love to get Astral, but I cannot win everything. Maybe even Crackhack is better than Mutar against Kilgore specifically. Yeah, you see it's a bit more difficult. Did we lose any units? Yeah, that's expected. But the good news is that we don't need any more Kilgores. And okay, we can heal these units. We're still above 3000. Tazar is easy. And we can charge against Tazar, that's the other good news. Without serious consequences. Yeah, 8 units. Okay, let's go. Or maybe Tazar is not that easy. Okay. And now Gelu. That's weird. Gelu doesn't always have this formation. But anyway. I'm once again so scared that I will just fast forward it. I cannot even look. No, at this stage, you know, what can you lose? Oh, the white tiger is dead. Okay, we have more than 3000. We'll just engrave our name in the monument. That's it. We're done. This is Chronicles. Once again, this is the final formation. These are the heroes. We didn't get Catherine. I wanted Catherine because of the swordsman that we always get. We never got Astral instead of Zeron, and we did get Dragomut around chapter 6 or so. Shark Trainer got really late in chapter 7. This is unusual. A lot of units were not there. But anyway, highest score, 3000 plus. Don't forget about one thing. It exited, but you want to go back and claim the rewards. This. Also the points rewards all the way to 3000. If you don't get 3000, like 2600 or something, that's fine too. And then to open this, lower game speed to 1, go for these chests, use, and here, there you go. And there you see. Now gold keys at the beginning, this is day 11 of the server, right? When it opens. Gold keys are interesting because you have an event. This thing. And the 80th, I just need one, is an SSR unit. For the 120th, you want to go if you're higher VIP. This is a VIP 0 account, right? Now, you go to the here, altar, gold key. We have 7, but we just need 1. I just demonstrate 1. Okay, we're done. And then you go here, unit recruitment, claim. This was came at the right time. Inventory, and you got another paladin. You know, on week 1 you got the paladin. At least, you know what you can do at this stage. You find your paladin, which is here. Rank it up, and we just need 7 more. So if you have a good barracks, and if you had more red stuff, which you can buy last Sunday if you wanted to, then you would be able to recruit those paladins against 700. Now I spent my stuff on other things, not this red thing, which is kind of expensive. Actually, you know what? It doesn't even make any sense to get it at all, because in exchange for 15 you get 10 here. In exchange for 10 you get 5 unit only. So this is a bad conversion rate. Rather get the other one, these chests. But anyway, this was Chronicles, a full playthrough in 2 hours 38 minutes. Hope you liked it, with Elemental Zone and everything, all the missions completed.